Well, good morning, everybody. It's just after morning chores here. Just got done feeding cows and scraping the barnyard. So Dad was showing you yesterday about how to kind of switch the combine over for corn a little bit. So we're gonna get back to that today. Gonna pull this header cart out, set the bean head on here, then we'll go ahead and grab the corn head, pull it outside, get that thing put on, and start getting that machine switched over for corn. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow, I think, so we're probably gonna try to do some corn. So I'm gonna get after it here and get things switched around, and hopefully by the end of the day, the combine's ready for corn. So I will start moving some stuff around. You can see those need to be cradled down in there. That way it can't come off the header cart. So, bean head's off. We'll switch this feeder house up for corn, and then we will be getting the other head.
Great. Today we're going to do some more preparations on this combine, transition from soybeans to corn. One of the things you have to do, or one of the things we do, is this stone retarder drum right here. We set that in the lowest position. What that does is eliminate the possibility of running one of those basketball-sized rocks into your combine, which would cause catastrophic damage. We try to do a good job of picking up our rocks, but we miss some. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to loosen. There's stops on the side here. This limits your travel of that drum, and we want to put it in the highest position for corn. They suggest, there's a decal on the other side, suggests for difficult feeding crops to use the lower position. We usually use that for beans and wheat because it's a finer material going in. You've got a mat of material, so we want that down low to bring that in. And another reason is, of course, the rocks. Corn is a bigger, bulkier material, and so you don't want to do a lot of shelling right here, you know, busting up your cobs and your ears. So we put it in the upper position. So the first thing we're going to do is going to loosen both the actual piece that holds that in position as well as the stop. That holds the drum in position. This is the stop. The stop has 4 positions. I'm sure you IH guys all know this. But this block is drilled off center. It gives you 4 options as to places you can put that as far as the upper position. So we've been in the lowest position, so now we're going to put it in the, get the dirt out of the hole. We're going to put it in the highest position. If I can get all the dirt out of there. So that can go ahead and go up as far as it can for feeding corn. It's a little easier going up than it is going down. Going down you get pressure on it, so you have to put a bar underneath the drum to hold it to keep the pressure off. And when you're going up, it's the opposite. It's down as far as it can go, so we can loosen this up and turn this block now. And we'll actually have to raise it to change the stop position. So that's just your limit, the upper limit. This side over here is a little more difficult. We got a couple more things to take off. Got a big belt shield here, it has to get out of the way first. Our beans were really dusty when we finished. Our last field was really dusty. This thing was pretty dirty. So I took the leaf blower out there this morning and blew it off. It had like a snowdrift of bean dust. That stuff's very itchy everywhere. So I eliminated that first this morning so we don't have to wear quite as much of that dirt. And it's nice to put your head away without all that soybean dirt on it. Next summer when I go to blow it off, it won't be quite such a big job when we blow it off preceding wheat. When we set it up for wheat next summer, we'll blow it off and then we'll wash it. I don't like to wash equipment this time of year. It never really thoroughly dries out because it's colder, and you aren't done with corn typically until it's pretty late, at least us. And by then, it's most likely going to freeze before it dries on the machine. So I like to blow it off, get the chaff off first, and then wash it so you don't have water laying under the chaff, because that just causes deterioration and you have a hard enough time keeping paint on stuff without adding insult to injury by putting water underneath chaff. All right, now I'm going to get our special tool. We use that square tubing, don't we, Ben?
Yeah.
Do you want to change that, Ben?
Yeah.
I'll raise it up for you. Can you
Did you loosen that one?
I think I did. I'll have to wiggle it a little bit. Might have.
It was tight.
The little one's the one.
Oh, the little one, I'm sorry.
You ready?
Yeah.
Tell me if I need to move it for you. Can you get it?
Okay, it's, I think it's in there.
It's just kind of an offset L-shaped notch you go into.
Yep.
Now, if you come around on the front of the machine and look at it, you can see there's an obvious difference between side to side as to how high that drum is. The left side is already raised, the right side we need to raise yet, so it changes that quite a bit as far as the mat of material that can enter the machine. Corn cobs are pretty thick, so.
Well.
Turn it on you?
Yeah.
I used to do that once in a while.
You stop that.
Better?
Yep.
Okay. That's done. One thing we're going to check while we've got it open like this is we're going to check our tension of our feeder house chain. And I don't know how many of you guys have IH combines out there, but we used to have a problem with grain leaking right here and filling the head up with grain. We took an old piece of milker hose and slit it in half and put it on here to make like a gasket. So when you put this down, it keeps that sealed, and then the grain can't keep spilling out of there. So I don't know how many of you guys have that problem. We did, and that's how we solved it, is we put that little gasket on there. So what we're looking for here is we don't want this chain riding on the bottom, laying on the bottom, and it's not. And you want it just kind of tickling your bars up here on top, and it seems to be pretty good. It's pretty tight. I don't think we're going to go anymore. I can't remember how old this chain is. We're probably due for a chain before too long. But for now, I think we're going to leave it as it is. There's not a big droop in it, so we're going to go ahead and close her up.
Yeah, does that gap matter? It's like a 1/2 inch gap. Well, you backed up, so. No, no.
Forward?
Yeah. Right now down. Goes right back to it, so I don't know, is that normal?
I can't see a gap on the other side. I can back it up and set it off. See that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Going that way.
Okay.
I'm gonna back it up and throw it forward. Then we can put that pass it down.
Okay. The most important thing is don't ever get underneath this head without that safety bar being in place. Last thing you want is something to happen to a hydraulic cylinder or hose and you're underneath there hooking the rest of this thing up and it drop on you. Farming's one of those jobs where it's every day you're around something that probably can kill you if you don't know what you're doing, so. Alright. What we're doing now is putting these latches in. What these do is they keep the head from coming off. It's kind of hard to figure out how to do this one-handed. Anyways, those keep the head from being able to be detached when you let the feeder house down. Since this is a corn head, it doesn't have a drive on this side, so we don't need to mess with that. The only drive on this head is on the, I guess you'd call it the left-hand side of the machine from the seat.
Big crescent wrench makes this easy. You can turn the drive shaft on the combine or the head, either one, to line that up so that it will hook up for you. I guess now we'll put our header wagons away and then we'll go on with some more. everything has a place on the farm where we keep it. We try and make things as handy as we can. Sometimes you have to remove everything to get what you need that's in the back. That's the way it is with the heads. We keep those in the back corner. Seed wagon stays in here also, so that's the last item to put in. The front of the tractor is kind of a nice way to move wagons. That's how we switch our wagons across the road at the wagon shed too. We have 6 wagons over there. We have 3 gravity wagons and 3 4-H wagons, and they get interchanged depending on the season and what we're doing. Right now the 4-H wagons are in the back and the gravity wagons are in the front because it's time to harvest grain. But I like the front of the tractor for moving wagons. You can see what you're doing. Works pretty handy. Good. I'll unhook you and you can just turn around, back up. Well, that's a tough magnet on this thing.
Well, Dad headed home for lunch. I fueled the combine up, put it away here. Gonna grab a bite to eat, and got a few things to run after this afternoon as far as parts. Got a tire that's been redone up there, Winkler tire to get. Got a, I guess you'd call it a special bolt for this thing. It's got a gas lift cylinder on the door for the cab. When you open it, you know, it opens. Well, the bolt snapped off the other day, so my door kind of just flaps in the wind, and it's got a big sheet of glass on it, and the last thing I want to do is break it and then have to have somebody come out and redo it or buy a new door, because God only knows how much that would cost me. So grab a bite to eat and run after some stuff, and then after I'm done with that, Dad will be done with barn chores, and we will resume setting that thing up. I'm gonna oil the chains and blow out the air filter and all that. So I guess we will catch up with you guys here in a little bit. So see ya. Down there with a paintbrush and some gear oil, running it on all the chains, the drive chains for the feeder house, the head, the gathering chains. We're gonna go ahead and get some oil rubbed on all those. That way we can kind of prolong the life of our chain and stuff. So we're gonna get these things all oiled up, and then this thing's pretty well ready for corn.